the city had changed her. Not entirely, but enough that even she sometimes barely recognized the girl she had once been. Her hands were no longer trembling, raw, or uncertain. They moved with precision now, guiding fabric through sewing machines with skill born of months of struggle, sweat, and determination. Her clothes were sharp, her voice sharp, and her gaze sharper. The streets that had once swallowed her now seemed to part for her, a silent acknowledgement of the woman she had become. Yet, beneath the shine of success, something darker had begun to grow. Gratitude, once a steady companion, had left quietly. Humility had been pushed aside, replaced by a sense of superiority that she didn't fully notice. The girl who once begged for scraps now looked down on those she had once walked beside. "Look at them," she said once to a friend, her lips curling in a faint, superior smile. "Still selling themselves for attention, still hungry, still struggling. I was never like that." Her words were sharp, but they cut only because she had forgotten. She had forgotten the nights she slept on dusty roads, the hands that had lifted her when she had no strength, the kindness of a stranger who had taught her how to stitch more than just cloth, how to stitch a life. Pride whispered in her ear every day. "You are stronger. You are better. You deserve everything." And she believed it. The first warning signs. Then it came quietly. A cough that lingered longer than it should. A fatigue that made her hands tremble while sewing. At first, she ignored it. "I am strong," she told herself. "This is nothing." But the body, patient and honest, would not lie. Doctors in her city advised her to rest. They offered medicine, treatments, and care she had access to locally. But she refused. "I need the best," she said. "Only specialists abroad can help me now." Her friends argued. Her helper, the woman who had first guided her, sent letters and calls, words heavy with concern. She ignored them. Pride, once subtle, now roared. The journey abroad. The airplane lifted her above clouds she had never thought she would see. The buildings below seemed smaller than they had once appeared, as if the city itself had been a stepping stone rather than a kingdom. The foreign hospital was immaculate, sterile, cold. Machines hummed, monitors blinked, and nurses moved with precision. She was no longer the girl who had feared the city streets, she was a woman used to command, used to respect, used to control. She demanded attention, demanded the best care, demanded results. But disease is indifferent. It does not bow to status. It does not negotiate with pride. Alone in that cold white room, the realization came slowly, cruelly: the city, success, and money could not save her from herself. The arrogance that had carried her through struggle now became the chains that bound her to helplessness. The final lesson. Back home, whispers spread. She rose, they said. But she forgot where she came from. The girl who had run from dust, who had clawed her way out of hunger, who had been lifted by someone else's kindness, had reached heights few could dream of, but she had fallen in a way that no ladder, no skill, no wealth could prevent. The woman who first helped her mourned silently. Not for the wealth lost. Not for the fame. But for the soul that had once been tender, full of gratitude, and capable of humility. And somewhere, in quiet reflection, the lesson was repeated again. Success without humility is fragile. Pride may carry you high, but it can drop you faster than hardship ever could.